Is whitewashing ever okay?
Let's converse upon it. Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Mario Pacheco's Swivel Chair of Range. I'm Mario Pacheco, and this is my swivel chair.
That's a swivel chair.
And this is my special guest today, my cousin, Danna Garcia.
Hi guys.
We're coming at you raw and off the cuff to discuss an issue that has been blazing across the internet these past couple of weeks. The issue of whitewashing in cinema.
And we were thinking, is it okay?
Because a lot of people don't seem to think it is. Ever.
Well, clearly not, and I think they're clearly mistaken.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah, I do now.
Right, so I know that there's like a bad history associated with it often. Like the early 20th century saw like the blackface minstrel shows where white actors would put on black makeup, pretend to be black people doing offensive caricatures of them.
Right.
Of course, this isn't the same as the the movie making establishment or anything like that. Supposedly.
I think that definitely when it becomes racist, like, back then.
That would be racist.
Yeah, that's definitely not okay.
Well, people have come to associate that even with instances where a Asian character in an adaptation, a film adaptation, is cast with a white actor or actress. But see, that's the problem. The idea of acting intrinsically means for someone to come and completely become someone else. So why should you deny someone a role in a movie or anything, the opportunity just because of their ethnic background? I mean, I think that's actually should be considered racist. Well, to a certain extent, it could be.
No, not to a certain extent. To the full extent.
You're going to say that is racist.
Of course, because that's not giving someone a job based on their ethnic background. When clearly, if they're, good enough to...
If they're talented enough to pull it off.
Exactly.
They should be allowed to do it.
Exactly.
In your opinion. A lot of people right now are talking about Scarlett Johansson being cast as Motoko Kusanagi in the adaptation of the anime Ghost in the Shell. And there's also been some talk that supposedly they're going to use computers to make the white actors in the film look a little more Asian. There was a presumption that the character is Japanese, and Scarlett Johansson clearly is not Japanese. She's as white as they come.
Well, yes, she definitely is white. Why is it bad for them to use technology to, make them look more Asian? If they're doing the role right, I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong. I mean, what if a white person can be an Asian better than an Asian? What have you thought about that? Oh my God.
Because that's racist.
How is that racist? I mean, there's Asian people that may look Asian, but what if they were brought up in a different country?
I mean, that's a whole different kettle of fish right there.
Oh, well, yes, that could be left for another day.
Yeah. But I know, there's a comparison there. This sounds like a more technological way of doing what they did in the 1961 film Breakfast at Tiffany's, where Mickey Rooney was cast as a Japanese character, Mr. Yuniyoshi.
Yeah, but did anyone really care about that Yuniroshi? No.
I know you supposedly saw Breakfast at Tiffany's, but...
I saw it partially, yes.
Partially, but you never saw Mickey Rooney.
No, I didn't get in that far. But it's definitely, we all know that it was extremely successful, and...
It's considered a classic, but it has that little asterisk or a black smirch on that. Apparently, from what I understand, the makers behind the scenes of the film, they did consider casting a Japanese actor in the role. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Pat Morita was a big deal at that time. I don't could have been in. But for some reason, apparently they decided on Mickey Rooney. I know Mickey Rooney was a big star apparently at the time. Well, he was a very big comedic actor at the time, and apparently because this was a very comedic role, they thought, hey, let's have Mickey Rooney do it, put makeup on his face to make him look Japanese. And they're like, really? Like, no, this isn't going to be a problem. It's 1961. No one cares.
Did he do a great job? Probably.
It's debatable. I don't know. I've never seen the film. Supposedly, Mickey Rooney has said that Asian people have told him that it was funny. They thought it was funny. I don't know. Which...
Exactly. There you go. I think the day people stop putting so much barriers between the whole ethnic culture, barrier, things will get better.
They stop making that much of a distinction.
Exactly. I mean, the truth is we all look different, right?
Yeah.
But why should we have such a big clash or problem with having someone from a different culture come in and act like someone from another culture?
So, you know that something that's been brought up with Ghost in the Shell that's somewhat related to what I was just saying. Apparently Japanese people who have been shown like the first image that was released of Scarlett Johansson as Motoko, apparently they say she looks fine, that they're fine with her in the role because she looks like the character, and it's kind of an odd trope in anime that Asian people and white people kind of look the same. It's the strangest thing because
they're both really pale.
Well, yeah, and anime is made in Japan. So, like, why did they do that?
Oh my god. Well, I mean, I think that's good that she looks like her. They have to use less technology to make her look like something she's not.
Distinction is not often made in animation. Like people voice characters who aren't the same ethnicity as they are all the time. You know, like in the original cartoon of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the villain, the Shredder, he's Japanese. His name is Uruku Saki. He was voiced by James Avery, who was this big black dude, who was Uncle Phil from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah.
You see, and that I remember was an amazing character.
Yeah, so,
if it wouldn't have been for that guy, that character would have not been the same.
I guess. No, definitely.
But I am gonna say I don't like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But it was a pretty good thing he did there.
Yeah. Like so to a certain extent, you think the technology could just be applying the same like idea in real life to a certain extent.
What do you mean?
Well, you're saying that if you're going to use technology to make Scarlett Johansson look a little more Asian for the role,
right?
It's almost like she's almost playing a cartoon character that's mostly herself.
Exactly. And even if it wasn't herself, it doesn't really matter because that is what acting is all about.
It's about becoming someone you're really not.
Exactly.
Even
it's not like
far.
Exactly. Even that far. I mean, that is the point. I mean, like I said, let's say someone needs to play a warlock in a movie. Of course, the person's not a warlock in real life, but they're playing it because.
Yeah, but warlocks aren't real and Asian people are.
Well, yes, of course. Maybe that's not a very good.
It's not an apt assessment.
No, but definitely you can see where I'm coming from.
I know another controversy that has erupted is over the upcoming Marvel film Doctor Strange, which casts Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One, who, at least in Doctor Strange's traditional origin story, the Ancient One is an old Tibetan man. And to a certain degree, Marvel actually came out and explained that this was a political decision because China is a huge box office draw. They make a lot of profit off of having their movies in China, and China has a very bad relationship with Tibet, and so they didn't want to make the pro-protagonist of this film a Tibetan man that would apparently have offended the Chinese. But the thing is, in the comics, this particular ancient one hasn't always been the ancient one. There have been lots of ancient ones. In fact, there's been a druid who was an ancient one, and lots of other people. So it's not like, technically, even going by the comics, it's not absolutely necessary for the ancient one to be a Tibetan man. Like, but either way, I think to a certain extent, Marvel has proven itself not to be racist. Like they've sort of been putting forward that the upcoming Black Panther movie is 90% black.
You see, and that's something I don't like. So what? Now they have to prove themselves by making a 90% black movie?
Well, I don't
that doesn't make sense.
Doesn't it make sense for Black Panther to have a mostly black cast? Because it takes place in an African country.
It makes sense, but why do they have... But you're saying that they're doing it to basically make up for something.
I'm not sure if it is to make up for it, but I know that that's the case. But it's also the case with their upcoming Luke Cage series on Netflix that is also predominantly black. Mm-hmm. I think they have only one white person and a Hispanic guy too, but pretty much everyone is black. And Luke Cage, it takes place in Harlem, of course, so.
All right.
I think if you're going to figure out, if you're going to go to the trouble of figuring out a way how to put white people in Harlem, then you're probably racist. But.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're probably right. I think people are taking this to a completely
they're taking it too far.
Yeah, it's too far, and
you think they should lighten up and just let it happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
acting is an art. Entertainment is supposed to bring joy to people. If you choose not to like a film because of a specific actor choice, okay, well that's on you. But a lot of the times these choices are made with a lots of different reasons as to why a specific actor is going to be chosen.
It's not necessarily racist or prejudiced against a certain group of people.
Exactly. Sometimes it's also like in the case of Scarlett Johansson. Her fame probably helped her get the role because she's going to help it out a lot.
Yeah. That there's a concern that there aren't enough roles for Asian people in movies and other non-white people.
Well, yeah.
And don't you think isn't it possible this way of thinking that we should choose the best, just regardless of race, the best person for the role?
Yes.
Will further limit the
Definitely.
number of, it will limit. And is that not okay?
Well, it's not.
That might not.
What do you
be
mean
okay.
by limiting it though?
It means there's less, the fact that you could have had an Asian person play Motoko Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell, and because Scarlett Johansson is in it, then that's one less role for an Asian person.
You're making it sound as if there was two kids, one black kid and one white kid, and they're choosing who to give food to, and they choose the white kid.
You're saying that you think that it's being taken too seriously.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that it's taking it's a big deal. I'm not saying it's not something you should not take serious, but I think that the only thing that should be telling whether who we choose should be the talent itself. I mean, in the end, what's going to make a movie better? Someone having a certain skin color or looking a certain way, or the way that they act, right?
That's a valid point. But there's some instances where it is something you should take into account, like A Raisin in the Sun, the 1961 film starring Sidney Poitier. You saw that film.
Yes, it was amazing. It was one of the best movies ever. Yeah, it was definitely the best movie I've ever seen in my life. And well, even watching it, the soul of the movie, you felt it.
You could feel the blackness of it.
Basically, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that white people might have not been able to do the roles right, but in this case, this group of actors did a phenomenal job, and their black culture definitely showed, and it made the black community proud.
I think it did.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Sidney Poitier won an Oscar, but it wasn't for that movie.
Well, I'm not sure if this one did, but it was definitely an amazing film.
Right, so there are some instances where yes, so basically the conclusion is that there is no right answer. Every situation is different and it depends, right?
Definitely, it does depend. I think that it definitely shouldn't be as complicated as people are making it, though. I think it definitely comes down to
the
talent.
Like, how good are they? Will they bring the role to life properly?
Exactly.
But
and
if
as
it's
long
like
as
the
there's no
raising-
racism.
Yeah, and there's no actual racism on display.
Exactly.
Thank you for joining us today on Mario Pacheco's Swivel Chair of Rage.
And whatever you guys think, make sure to like and comment. Let us know what you guys think about the whole situation. We would love to hear your feedback.
God bless you all, and God bless America. If you like what you've seen, please like and comment and subscribe. All those nice things. Interested in hearing me talk about anything else, leave it in the comments and I'll consider it. Okay, goodbye.
Thanks.